Well, last night, President Joe Biden delivered his State of the Union address, emphasizing the need for democracy, reproductive rights, and affordable health care.
Our Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson listened in on the speech.
President Biden delivered his third State of the Union address last night. Guests are typically invited to highlight particular political points. So last night we saw the family members of hostages held by Hamas, the first baby born by IVF, and the parents of an American journalist that's been detained by Russia.
Folks at home, does anybody really think the tax code is fair?
Near the top of the speech, President Biden condemned January 6 numerous times.
You can't love your country only when you win.
Biden also emphasized the importance of protecting reproductive rights.
If you, the American people, send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
After the speech, I caught up with Wisconsin Republican Congressman Glenn Grothman, who says a good portion of the address was also focused on spending.
As is typical for politicians like Joe Biden, they blame inflation on business, and then they keep spending more and more, which got us in trouble, right? He called for more spending on college. He called for more spending on summer school. He called for more spending on preschool.
One of Biden's senior economic advisors says the pandemic, not just spending, is to blame for inflation.
We have to remember that we came out of this historic global pandemic that upended people's lives. And it upended our supply chains, and we saw that high inflation.
This speech happens every year, but in an election year, the State of the Union holds even more significance. It's coming just days after Super Tuesday, where Donald Trump and Joe Biden appear to be locking in their respective parties' nominations. In Madison, Vanessa Kelson.
Vanessa, thank you for that. Wisconsin did have some guests in the crowd last night to see and hear that speech.
Waukesha's police chief was there as a guest of Senator Tammy Baldwin. Chief Dan Thompson says he was humbled to be invited, saying he wants the president to focus on ending the fentanyl crisis.
Our ultimate goal is to prevent deaths and prevent crime, right? And how do we do that? One of the main things is through education.
In the next half hour of the morning show here, we're going to cover more from last night's speech.